I'm logging in from Delhi. This is Ramanuj. I'm the CEO at LawSikho. And today I'm very excited about what I'm going to talk about, right? All the exciting opportunities that are going to come in 2021 and how you can capitalize on these opportunities, especially if you are somebody who is interested in corporate law. To be honest, you can benefit from the conversation we're going to have even if you are not interested in corporate law, but especially if you're interested in corporate law. So who all are here? Pranav, how are you doing today? Sunil, 𝘂𝗽𝗀𝗶𝗹𝗪, you are new. We haven't seen you before. And that's a very unique name, 𝘂𝗽𝗀𝗶𝗹𝗪. Never heard of it. Am I pronouncing it right? Afnan Nasir, 𝘂𝗚𝗃𝗍 Joshi, Shivangi. Hi Shivangi, good to see you again. Sunil Javale. Okay, Bijoy Palit, Pranit Vagat. So a lot of new faces today. So thank you for joining me today, everyone. But one request, introduce yourselves properly, not only for me, but for the other people who are joining in today to talk. I mean, it's a great, not everyone logs at 9 p.m. on a Saturday about a program on their career, right? Or a webinar on their career to listen to me on trends in 2021 that will create opportunities for you. So anybody who's here, right? So we have a law graduate from Burundi. Let's welcome him. Hi, 𝘂𝗽𝗀𝗶𝗹𝗹. I hope I am pronouncing your name right. So it's awesome. By the way, all of you are like really special because your commitment is astounding, right? And it's so good to see you all. And you should connect with each other. Share your LinkedIn profiles, Twitter profiles, connect with each other, because when such people come together from different places, different parts of the country, different parts of the world, you never know what opportunities open up, right? I'm going to share my profiles also towards the end so that you can be in touch with me. If you want to be in touch with me after listening to me for an hour or something, if you still want to be in touch with me, we will be in touch. That'll be great. Okay. So I'm a big fan of networking, and networking is so important for lawyers, right? Especially in times like these. So I hope that you're going to connect with each other, right? And be in touch and collaborate and do amazing stuff in the future. So that's awesome. So let's get started, right? Let's get started on today's topic. Okay, so how many of you are attending my session for the first time today? How many of you have attended before? Just tell me the number. Like, you can write 0 if you're here for the first time today. If you have been here many times, you can write the number of times you have attended, maybe 10 plus, 5, whatever, right? Okay, Pranav, you have been here a lot of times. Hi, Tanuj. How are you doing? Tanuj from NLUO is with us on YouTube, and there are so many others also on YouTube. Hi, Amber. Right. So awesome. So good to see all of you. And those of you who are here for the first time, don't leave without, I'm going to give you, once you hear, you might like what I'm going to talk about. And we do a lot of these sessions, right? And I am going to share with you links of some exciting workshops, links of some other exciting webinars I'm going to do. So don't leave without that. Towards the end, I have some special announcements also. So be there. Okay. So let me pull up today's presentation that I made for you guys. Where are we? Sure. Super. We are on. Okay. Those who have attended my sessions many times, you can tell the first timers, why do you attend so many times, right? Why do you come back for these sessions again and again? What makes you come back? If you have attended some sessions before, why are you back for more sessions, right? Please tell them why they should attend more. Encourage them to attend more. All right, let's get started. So, what are the skills that can help me to get a job as a corporate lawyer in 2021? Right? This is the topic, but we're going to talk about much more. So maybe you have been looking for a job in this year, 2020, right? So how was the experience? Anybody here who have been looking for jobs in 2020? If yes, just write yes. If no, just write no in the chat quickly. Have you been looking for jobs? Yes, no. Mm-hmm. Hi, Avi. Hi, Varun. Share. Are you looking for a job in 2020? Yes, no, maybe. I don't know how can that be. Maybe. So some of you have been looking for jobs, right? And many are not yet. But maybe, are you going to be looking for a job in 2021? Maybe next year you'll be looking, right? And sure, maybe you will be looking for internships also. Maybe, and what I'm going to talk about today is not restricted to 2021. This trends will be around for a while, okay? And that's why it's really important that it's not just about 2021. These trends are going to impact a good chunk of your professional life, maybe a decade or two, in fact, okay? So 2020 was a difficult year for finding jobs for many of you, right? So those of you who have been looking for jobs, did you find it hard to find jobs? Probably yes, right? Hiring fell off the cliff. So it was quite hard for many of you to find jobs. It was difficult, right? So 2020 was a difficult year for finding jobs. Yeah. It was actually not so difficult for many others who had adopted to certain opportunities already. So, I was just having a meetup with I was meeting a few friends this year, right? So one of them ran a law firm, consulting firm. Another is a lawyer, and and I'm running a legal education company. And everybody says the year has been really bad, but we three were talking and we were like saying that, look, this has been a great year. This has been the best year ever. And why was it such a good year? It's not because somehow the COVID situation benefited us, right? A lot of people tell me that, oh, you are a edtech company, that's why edtech is doing well. Edtech is doing well for those companies which are replacing existing tuition services, right? So if you are taking a physical tuition, now you're buying an online product to replace that. But that's not happening with our case, right? So we are actually creating a new market in online education. Like, people do not usually take tuition when they're studying law, but we are creating that. So it really doesn't apply to us. And still we had a great year. We multiplied our revenues multiple times, like more than 3 times we have increased our revenue this year compared to December 2019. And the other people, they are not in technology business even, right? They are in other businesses which has nothing to do with technology, and still they have grown multiple times, right? 2 times, 3 times, 4 times over the course of the year, despite facing problems. By the way, it's not like they had no problem. They faced problems, they overcame it and multiplied. So in fact, yesterday, if you were there in my webinar, which is still there on YouTube, you can go and watch. We brought in a lawyer, Amish Agarwal, who came and told how his law practice took off during the pandemic, right? Multiple times, and how it happened, why it happened. He explained it even. The like the nitty-gritties of how it happened. Now, this is what I want to tell you, that the best opportunities are forged during tough times. There are people, when things are good and things are normal and it's going on, it's actually hard for the best people. It's easy for everyone. Everyone finds it easy to keep going. But during tough times, the competition is actually less for the best ones, because so many people just sit down and say, we can't do this, right? But we didn't say that. The people who succeeded were the people who adapted to the situations, looked for the trends, saw where things are changing, found opportunities during the troubled times, and tried to understand where the opportunities are rising, where the demand is high but there is no supply, how to cater to the changing times, right? There are so many companies which cater to the changing times and did really well. So the best opportunities are forged during tough times. Okay, and you have to be the kind of person who, when everybody is like, scaling back, everybody's backing off, can you keep going? Can you find opportunities? Can you keep building yourself? Can you keep building your business, your practice, whatever it is, and find opportunities in these circumstances, right? And if you see that so many, it's not just like some small people like us. There are big businesses which have done tremendously well. To give you an example, Airbnb. How many of you know of Airbnb as a company? Do you know about Airbnb? How many of, just if you know, just say yes in the chat, right? If you don't know about Airbnb, say no. So I'll know that I have to explain more. If somebody don't know what is Airbnb, tell me, I'll explain. Okay. Okay. There are a few people who don't know Airbnb. Airbnb is a homestay company. They made homestay. They brought it online, made it really cool. For example, if you want to stay in a palace, or if you want to stay in a Shah Rukh Khan's house in Calcutta or Delhi, Shah Rukh Khan's bungalow in Delhi, it is available on Airbnb for you to rent and spend a night. But not just that, people who travel often stay in Airbnb. Like I traveled to Russia and stayed in Airbnbs. I traveled to London, stayed in Airbnbs. And it's like, instead of living in a hotel, it's like living in somebody's house, which is very cool, very nice. It's pretty cool. So Airbnb, in the beginning of the year, when the pandemic hit, it is a very successful, big, large, billion-dollar company. Okay, it was a startup, then did really well, very successful. When the pandemic hit, it looked like this company will shut down. They were afraid for a while that they might have to shut down. Okay, but then something happened. They figured out, okay, how to survive, right? So they said, okay, what can we do now? They realized that people are looking for staycations. They don't want to travel for leisure, but they want to go to a new place and stay there for a long term, like, stay for a month. So they introduced something called monthly stays. So instead of people, renting out houses for 2 nights, 3 nights, they were giving options where, you can find open spaces and, like entire place, entire apartment you can hire. And they changed very quickly. They changed their business and started catering to people looking for staycation. And by the way, I have traveled to different cities and lived in Airbnb for like 15 days or a month. And it was a good experience, right? Because people are tired of staying in their houses, and if they have money, they'll travel. If they can't, of course, because of COVID, there are restrictions. So you don't want to stay in hotels, but you can stay in good houses safely. And people did that. And Airbnb turned around and became profitable on the back of this staycation business, because staycation is a huge trend in the US and elsewhere in the world, and they even in India. And they turned around their business, became profitable. So all of a sudden they became profitable, and they did a listing. They did an IPO, and the day they listed, the the listing price, it doubled in the same day. So the market thought it's a brilliant business, and their business doubled, like their market cap doubled. So it's an amazing story, right? And people became billionaires overnight, and from this listing of Airbnb. But imagine, from being shut down around March, April, they were like, how can we keep running? We have to shut down, to actually becoming so successful. Now everyone's talking about this, right? And this is what businesses around the world have done. This is what smart people around the world have done. They have taken this bad situation and made it work for themselves, found opportunities, because so many people they just stop dead in their track. Oh, we can't do anything. What to do now? But there are people who made it work. And I'm going to tell you how you can also think like this, how you can, look for opportunities, where the opportunities are going to arise in 2021, right? This is December. There are only few days left before the next year starts. But where are the opportunities already arising? Where are they going to arise in the next few months? And big things are going to happen in the next few months. Massive opportunities are going to arise. And nobody's working. Just look around you. Nobody is asking these questions, right? somewhere you are thinking of this, which is why you are here in today's session. But most people around you are not thinking about this. They're like, market is bad, job market is bad, what to do? Can I get an internship? But you are here trying to understand, how things will change, and then we'll work accordingly to build our practice, to get jobs and prepare ourselves for the opportunities, right? This is what is the key to success in a changing world. So companies that were born, just think about this, the companies that were born online. I don't know, my assistant sometimes corrects and makes it wrong. Companies that were born online. I didn't write to be online. My assistant changed it. So I'm telling you now, companies that were born online. Okay. So there are companies which were born online. They were not an offline business ever. They were born online. Okay. Were more efficient by nature. Okay. By nature, they were more efficient than offline companies. And therefore, those online companies defeated giant offline companies and became very successful. Like Airbnb is more successful than any hotel company in the world. That's one example. Facebook is more expensive than any media company in the world, right? Google is more expensive than any there's no comparison. Like, online businesses that were meant to be they're just more efficient. They're so much more efficient, so much more better, leagues apart, miles apart from anybody else. Look at Tesla. They were like artificial intelligence. They were trying to build cars with artificial intelligence from the beginning. They didn't try to make cars adapt to artificial intelligence. They were like, forget all these cars are bullshit. We are going to make a car which is like nothing that exists ever, and it will be like a very smart car. So that's a very different thought process, right? And if you see company after company shut down, and large companies like Xerox, where is it? Xerox was one of the largest companies in 90s. Okay, today what is Microsoft or Samsung maybe have survived, maybe Facebook. Xerox was such a huge technology company, gone, nowhere to be seen. Kodak shut down, right? So many other large companies which were the biggest companies in the world. GE, General Electric, it was such a big company. Where is it? Down in the dumps, right? The largest company in the 90s was General Electric in the world. Today it's Apple. So many companies, like General Motors, like they were nowhere today, right? All these big companies, HSBC, huge bank around the world. Today there are, startups which have beaten them in the game. And that is what is happening. Companies which are online, players which are online, they are built in a different way. They are like so much more efficient. They're built for a different world. Like the offline companies have no chance against them just because they're online. And this is now happening. There are many advantages. What is happening? Okay, my assistant has missed another slide. I wrote that companies that are built during the pandemic, okay, they are built remote because people can't work from the office. They have next level of, efficiency. You will see the companies which are born during the pandemic, okay, in a remote environment. They are going to destroy the companies which were built before, even if they're online companies. You know why? Because they are so much more efficient. They think differently. They are remote. They are building a different kind of efficient system. Okay. And they have many advantages. Such companies which are being born during the pandemic, they have many advantages. Can you guess what those advantages are? Okay. They are already adapting to what's happening with the slides. So, bigger companies are thinking that we need to adapt. Okay, we need to adapt to the new reality. And these companies are born in this. For them, there is nothing to adapt. They know this is what it is. They are building for this, right? They are not changing an existing big system. If you are driving a small car, you can turn it around in a second, right? But if you're driving a huge truck, which is 20 feet long, or you're driving a train, you can't turn around in a second. If you are driving a cargo ship, for it, you have to turn 1 degree at a time. You can't turn it 360 degrees. To turn it may take an hour or two for a huge cargo ship. Okay. So this is actually a very difficult to turn an existing large company like this. But companies which are being born in this new reality, they have it in their DNA. They have it in their gene to be so adaptable, so strong, so powerful, and so they can change, they can deal with any changing reality, right? And I am asking you to think like them, like people who are being born in this time, right? In a way, you can think, if you're studying law now, if you're graduating from college now, you are facing tremendous problems today, right? But because of these problems, you are thinking differently, right? You have to find opportunities that have arisen now, and you have to be very skillful in identifying those opportunities. And most of the world won't be able to do it, but there are like top 10%, 20% people, maybe even a smaller percentage, maybe 5%, they'll be smart enough to find those opportunities, get those opportunities, and surge ahead. Okay, you'll be like, how to adapt to rapidly changing situations, how to spot opportunities, right? So you're a different breed. You're a generation forged by difficulties of the pandemic. You should consider yourself lucky, because your previous generations have not seen this. In my generation, people have not experienced this. They have had it easy. But if you are getting it easy, if you're getting it comfortably, then you don't develop these abilities, right? You will see that a lot of people who are coming from a difficult background, from poverty, who have faced bullying, who have faced depression, who have faced difficulty, they are resilient. They can fight more. They can do more. They can, give more of themselves to work. They can build things that people who had things comfortably will find hard to do. Okay. So you are a generation forged by difficulties of the pandemic, and you are very special. You are in a very good place. Like, I know nobody talks to you like this, but do you realize that the kind of resilience and mental strength and the kind of you have to adapt to this situation? So you will be looking for opportunities, right? So you are thinking about, okay, if I can't get a job like this from normally what people used to do, if it is not working anymore, so what else can I do? Should I look at startups? Should I look at this emerging technology? Should I look at online something? You're trying to figure it out, and that's amazing. How many of you see this? Do you agree? If you agree, if you can see what I'm saying, then write yes. If you don't say it, say no. I just want to know if you're on the same page. Yeah. Awesome. Fantastic. So everybody's saying yes, right? But this is amazing. I swear, you'll someday, if you take action today, someday you'll look back and say that yes, other people will be complaining about small things, and they'll say, you haven't seen the pandemic, we have seen it, or you know what problem looks like, right? This actually happened, during the Second World War, First World War. The generations which came out of those wars, they were so powerful. They built countries, they built civilizations, they built systems that we are using today. Okay, they did amazing things, and you are like that. You will be a builder generation. You will be like changing everything, right? You will be creating the systems of the future. So you will emerge stronger than the previous generations. Your mindset is shaped by the difficulties you have faced right in the beginning of your career. You cannot anticipate today what a blessing that is, but I promise you, you'll realize, okay? You are being forced to innovate. Okay. So for example, Tanguy is saying, he's from Burundi. He's saying, I have a dream to create my own legal startup in my country, but I don't have that self-confidence to create it. And it will create, you will get it. Don't worry. Like, you don't have to have all the confidence in day one. You don't have to know everything in day one, but you are being forced to innovate, right? Because the normal path is sometimes not available to you. You are being forced to innovate. Okay. And you should embrace that. Okay, I have to innovate. I have no option. I cannot just go and do what, I cannot wait for this to get over. It is not over after what, 10 months? Do you think it will get over after another 10 months? Do you know that? Nobody knows, right? Do you think a vaccine comes, everything will be normal? Okay. When this started in February, March, people were saying, yeah, in 6 months, everything will be fine. Then say, oh, in 1 year, it will be fine. 1 year is almost over. Okay. And it doesn't look like fine. And it is never, it's becoming more and more evident that things are not going to go back to what it was. And I'm going to describe you what are the things that are not going to go back and how that creates opportunities for you. Okay. So you are being forced to think outside the box. It's amazing. It is a huge plus point, right? So, okay, with that mindset, with that context, okay, because you have to innovate, you have to think outside the box, you have to create new opportunities for yourself that even one generation back, people did not have to do. So let's see what has changed, right? What has changed for you? What has changed in the world, right? What are the biggest trends you can capitalize on? Tell me honestly, in the last 10 months, have you even thought of this, that let me Google what are the biggest trends in the world today, right? This huge pandemic, what are the shifts that are happening in the world? What opportunities are getting created? Have you Googled even this? If you have done it, say yes. If not, then honestly say no. There is nothing wrong with it, but it is important to recognize that you are not looking for opportunities in problem, right? If you're not, then there is a huge opportunity for you to start thinking like this, that okay, there's a problem. What can be done in this problem? Like, is there an opportunity hidden in this problem? Do you look for opportunities hidden in a problem? Because if you do, then you will be like me or my friends who actually grew like anything during this year, even in a bad year, right? So if you have looked, then congratulations, that is amazing, right? But if you're not looking, then it is an opportunity now for you to start thinking like this. But anyway, you don't have to Google, because I'm going to explain to you now, right? The biggest trends that are happening today around the world, and you can capitalize on them, and you can make the most amazing career based on them, right? So what are the huge trends that are shaping everything? Remote work. Do you know what is remote work? If yes, no. Do you know what is remote work? Remote work. Yeah. Online working, right? You're working from home, and you don't have to be in the city where you are actually providing the service, right? It's a great opportunity. I'll give you an example. Today morning, I had a training for the first time, online fitness training. Okay. So I hire fitness coaches. Okay. So when I'm traveling, I can't have a fitness coach. You know why? Because when I'm traveling, then the coach, how will he come? Like if I'm living in Delhi, I have a physical coach. I don't like to go to the gym. I call a coach home. I can pay for that. So it's more expensive than going to a gym, but I can pay for that. And I call a coach home to train me personally alone, personal fitness trainer. Now, I always, so far, even after the pandemic, I was having somebody come to me in Delhi. And when I was traveling, I was not having any trainer. And my trainer said to me also that, why don't we do online classes? It will be great. And I said, no, I don't want online classes. Thank you. Okay. So now I came back to Delhi recently, and I'm going to stay here for a month at least, right? So I asked around that, do you know somebody who can train me? And somebody said, okay, call this guy. He will train you. Okay, he will train you. I said, okay, I called the guy. The guy says that, oh, that's great. But you know, there is one problem. I am not in Delhi. I am in UP these days. I'm from Delhi. I study there in a college, and I used to be in Delhi, but now because classes are happening online, I don't need to live in Delhi. So I'm living in UP in my hometown. I said, great, thank you. Then you can't help me. I'll find a coach who's in Delhi. He says, okay, sir, no problem. But why don't you try it at once? Tomorrow morning you try it. And even if you need more classes, I'll give you more classes. Okay, you just try it out and see if it works for you. If it does not work for you, anyway, tomorrow morning you won't get a coach, another coach. It will take you time to find. So at least tomorrow morning you train with me online. And if you don't like it, no problem. Right? I'm not charging you anything. If you think that you want to do few more sessions for free, I'll give it to you for free. And then if you like it, and I will charge you less, because when I have to travel by car and come to you, so it will take you time to find. So at least tomorrow morning you train with me online. And if you don't like it, no problem. Right? I'm not charging you anything. If you think that you want to do few more sessions for free, I'll give it to you for free. And then if you like it, and I will charge you less, because when I have to travel by car and come to you, then it wastes my time. But in this case, I don't have to. I'll just log into Zoom and then we can do it. So let's try it for a day. I said, हाँ यार, मतलब एक बार try करके देखते हैं, because tomorrow anyway it takes me a lot of time. I don't have much time to find a good trainer, and my trainer who used to train me before is busy these days. Okay, so he got more other clients, so he cannot come to me in the morning. So I said, okay, let me try tomorrow morning. Today morning I tried, and it was very good. It was even better than a physical trainer coming, because sometimes trainer comes late, sometimes, and this guy was dot on time on Zoom like we are talking here, and I was able to see what he's doing, lifting weights, everything. He was showing me the forms. He could see what I am doing through the camera, and he was correcting me exactly. So I was like convinced that, wow, this works. So he's training me. Like earlier he was in Delhi, so he had to pay rent in Delhi. Now he lives in whatever small town in UP. In his house, he doesn't pay rent. But if he's charging me good amount of money, and if he has 10 clients like that, he'll be earning a lot of money. He's a student. He's doing graduation, right? And he was doing this to earn some extra money. Now, and he said that he has started studying nutrition. He has started studying diet so that he can do that service also, sitting there. And sitting in the city, he can serve clients in Delhi. It is much more profitable, because if you're living in Delhi, you at least pay 15,000-20,000 rent only. But if you're staying in such a small town, for 3,000, you can rent a massive house, right? So everything changes, the economy changes, and remote work has changed everything. In fact, people are leaving states and town in the US. There are some states which charge a lot of tax. California is a high tax place. People are moving out of California, going to other states where it's cheaper. There is not so much tax. People are moving out of countries where the tax is more, because if you can work remotely, how do you care where you stay? I have friends who are working in companies in China, working in companies in US, working with companies in Switzerland, sitting in India. And earlier they had to be there in that country and pay rent in that country. Now they are earning almost the same, a little less, maybe 20%, 30% less, 50% less, but their costs are like 200% less, like that. It's crazy, right? So remote work has changed everything. And earlier people had to live in big cities, crowded. Now cities like Mumbai, where there were a lot of people in Delhi, flats have become empty. So many people have left the big cities, moved back to the Bangalore, where so many techies used to come and live from all over India. They have all moved back to their hometown, and these flats are empty, like ghost town. Okay, and everything is changing. The remote work is changing the world. Cities like Bangalore were built on the fact that people will move from all over the country to go there and work in tech companies. Now, if you can work remotely, then you don't have to be in Bangalore. Then the real estate is not so expensive. You can live wherever. Imagine the freedom you have when you're doing remote work. Imagine the profitability. Like last month, we were teaching Indians how they can work with US lawyers. Indian lawyers can earn more money by working with US lawyers as paralegals than they can earn as an associate in an Indian law firm. Crazy. Unthinkable. Such opportunities did not exist before. There are only LPOs in India before. Now you can directly work, because those lawyers are anyway hiring paralegals in their country. If there's a full-time good lawyer from India will work with them over there, then why not? Why would they say no to that? Right? So everything is changing. Right? It is just a game changer. Remote work will change the world. And not every company will go remote, right? Some people are saying, okay, you come to office 2 days a week, 3 days a week. But mindset changes happen. People now are thinking that, okay, like my company, okay, we had 2 office spaces, 1,800 square feet office space in Delhi, huge office space, okay? And we had another office space of, say, 500 square feet in Calcutta, right? In prime location, one in Saket, right next to the metro station, one in Calcutta, next to Lake Mall, and we were paying so much money for rent. And after the pandemic, we continued to pay rent for 7-8 months, okay? And then finally, nobody comes to the office and work is working fine. Nobody comes to the office. First we said, okay, when the metro starts working, then people will come. Nobody came when the metro started working and everything is working fine from home. So he said, okay, how does it matter? Yeah, it doesn't matter. Let's continue to work from home. So remote work has become possible. And if you're a company which is adapting to remote work, it is better for you because you now have a global talent pool available to you. In LawSikho, we are hiring people from small towns. There are people working in Aligarh, in Kerala, in small towns, in Jhansi, in all kind of places, right? In Kashmir they can't because they have internet problems. So some people from Kashmir and Jammu, there was somebody from Jammu used to work for us, can't do anymore. They'll have to move to a place where there is internet. People are working from Dehradun, from Himachal, Shimla, right? In running entire teams. Earlier, this was not possible. So remote work, and why this is such an advantage. Imagine that somebody has to compete with us and they have to run the entire company only from Delhi or from Bombay, right? They cannot have access to such a diverse talent pool. They'll have to pay more to their employees because if somebody is living in a small town, they're willing to work with me at a little lesser price than I would have had to pay in Delhi. It is the fact that, in Delhi, the living costs are higher, everything is higher. So somebody is working from a small town, they don't mind charging less. Same thing happening for companies in the US. In India, or despite this pandemic and job market being bad, technology, people who can code, people who can make products, technology products, their demand has gone up. They have got salary hikes because they are getting hired by US companies. They are getting hired by European companies. Okay, massive demand. Because somebody in Europe, if they are going to hire people in the US, it's not like Indian technology people are less talented. In law, there is a bit of problem because you have to know the law of that country, but technology is same exactly everywhere. So marketing people who know how to do Facebook ads, LinkedIn, social media management, they are also getting hired abroad. Content writing, Upwork. Sure, you have to get approved by Upwork, but if you're not getting approved by Upwork, it's because you don't know how to do it. You should get good advice and you should watch more of our webinars. We'll tell you how to do it. Okay, so good. So there is such opportunities, and it's not only Upwork. You can directly get the work from a US lawyer. Have you spoken to 10? I have done a webinar entirely on how to pitch to US lawyers for remote work and how to get it. Go watch it. It's a 1.5 hour, 2 hour webinar. We have explained step by step how to do it. Watch it. Okay. So multiple webinars we have, different things. So these things you have to learn, right? But you can learn. If the benefit is so much, why can't you learn? All right. So imagine the freedom to move due to work from home. I have lived in Goa. I have lived in Calcutta. I have lived in a small village called Shantiniketan. I have lived in Delhi, of course, but I'm going to live in Pondicherry. This is possible. I have freedom to move around and enjoy my life and live in beautiful places, right? And you can see senior counsels are arguing from London, from beautiful places in hills, right? And this is possible, and you have the freedom to do this. And lawyers are appearing in same time in different states in high courts. Such opportunities, such freedom got created, unprecedented. Online businesses and e-commerce, this is another massive trend. Okay, so many businesses that were offline before now are forced to go online, right? Because I don't know, even there are so many things I used to buy from the local shop. Now I'm buying online. Is it happening to you? Are there things you used to buy from local places, shops, now you're buying online? Is it happening to you? Yes, no, maybe. Tell me in the chat. Yes, no, maybe. Yeah, you're buying things that you used to buy locally, now you're buying online, and everybody's doing it, right? And people have realized, even businesses have realized, that it's much better to be an e-commerce company than open a store. Rather than paying 1 lakh rupees rent per month, it is better to do an online business. Even if you are running a restaurant, it's better that you have a cloud kitchen, means you have a dark kitchen. It's not a restaurant with a big shop, right? In a flat, in your house only, you can start a cloud kitchen where you are cooking great food and then selling it on Zomato, or selling it directly and delivering, right? And people are going on to e-commerce, even locally. Even the local shop owners now are realizing that we need to go online. They are taking orders on WhatsApp. They are integrating with all the software, right? Dukan Tech is a huge in India right now. Dukan Tech, there are these companies which are getting funded for doing Dukan Tech. It's called like taking small stores online. Okay, it's fantastic. So online businesses and e-commerce is changing. Like it's such a huge trend that tens of thousands of businesses which were earlier operating offline, they are coming online. Okay, and it will happen more and more over time, and it is a game changer. You know why? Because if you're running a local shop, you don't need any IP, intellectual property. You don't register your trademark, do you? So you can see there are so many Agarwal sweets. You have seen Agarwal sweets? There are, in the same city, there will be 500 Agarwal sweet. Yes or no? You have seen that? And it does not matter because okay, in that more there is one Agarwal sweets. In Saket, near the metro station, there's a Agarwal sweets. And then in Panchshil Park, there is one more Agarwal sweets, and you don't confuse them, right? Yeah, these are not like branches of the same organization or something. But when it is e-commerce, you can't do it. There can be only one Agarwal Sweets online. If there is another Agarwal Sweets, it will be confusing. Then the guy who has the trademark will sue the other one. So the other Agarwal Sweets, if they have to do online business, they have to come up with some new name. Suddenly, it changes. If you're doing online business, you have to pay taxes. You can't pretend that, oh, no, we don't earn money and do business in cash, right? You have to actually pay tax. Suddenly, you are becoming a formal business. You have to pay taxes. You have to do compliances. Maybe you are employing 50 employees. In a good restaurant, they are easily employing 50 employees, right? But were they complying with the labor laws? Were they hiring a labor lawyer to do all their formalities? No, never. But now they are online, so they are suddenly in the radar, and they have to do everything formally, right? They have to do all the compliances, right? So they have to do. And even if you're in village, doesn't matter. Like they're struggling, I understand, but they have to do it because this is how it is. If they can't, it won't work. And not only that, it's not just the store. There is a supply chain. If you are ordering it on the website, doesn't mean that the website is delivering, right? There is a whole supply chain, how it is coming from one place to another place, how it is getting delivered to you, the people who are delivering, there's a huge supply chain, and that is also working full time, right? And that is also getting created. This was never there. Huge businesses getting created through this, and things becoming more formal. And when things get more formal, who benefits? The doctors benefit. When the businesses become more formal, who benefits? Doctors. Who benefits? Ministers benefit. Who benefits? Accountants benefit. Lawyers benefit. No. When businesses become formal, lawyers and accountants benefit like anything. Okay? And of course, tax collection goes up in the country. That is also a good thing. Government also benefits. So government is encouraging this trend. They're very happy. Right? So online businesses and e-commerce is a huge trend. I cannot explain to you how big a trend it is, right? Imagine online business and e-commerce was very fast. It was growing and everything, but it was nothing like today. And by the way, just look at the boom of online stores, right? Earlier, I was buying only from Amazon or Flipkart. Today, I'm buying from so many other things. I have so many other stores, right? Badam tea, this clothes, everything, 𝘂𝗀𝗀𝗶𝗹 t-shirt. There are so many direct to consumer brands. There are so many e-commerce stores where you are directly buying, Blue Tokai coffee, Sleepy Owl coffee. So many different stores are there that you are buying directly from those stores, right? Okay. So that is a huge trend, and you have to realize that there is massive opportunities getting created for lawyers, incredible opportunities, right? If you are not realizing, if you are not thinking, then you're a fool. You deserve to be like crushed. If you just think, imagine like in front of you, this huge evolution. Imagine when India got independence, it was a huge change, right? Anybody who lived there, they were thrilled. They realized that, oh, We are under the British, now we are becoming independent. It's like this. For lawyers, you should be celebrating. The kind of formalization this country is happening, you should be like, wow, lawyers are going to have a field time. It's like that for you. You know, you should distribute sweets. But most people don't even realize that what opportunities are getting created. They are not thinking even. Okay, it's a pity. But that's good for you because you are going to think about it, right? If the all others don't think, doesn't matter, you are going to think about it. There is a complete digital disruption of everything we know, right? For a lot of people, they used to resist, digital disruption. They used to say, hey, computer, I don't know. I am old school. I will do it the way I have done it for all these years. Yeah. Now they can't do that. There was a time, this was in 2013-14. I was a young lawyer, 2-3 years of experience. There was one senior counsel. He was not a senior counsel then, but a very senior person, and he became senior counsel later in Hyderabad. I told him in a conference after we were chatting, right? So we told him that, sir, don't you think there should be online arbitration? Because I was thinking of starting an online arbitration, setup and all of that. And I went and told this person that, shouldn't there be? He said, what a stupid idea. How will you do cross-examination in an online arbitration? Like, why? He said, this is a very bad idea. Horrible. It is not possible to argue the nuances of law online. It has to be done in physical. Okay, fine. And he shouted at me almost. Okay. And I'm like, okay, fine. All right, sir. Thank you. And then, I actually had started a online arbitration institution. And I got 2,000 different companies to put these clauses in their, of this arbitration institute, which is an online arbitration institute, in their contracts. Okay. Then the first dispute came up. And it obviously, we appointed an arbitrator and everything. We appointed a retired judge as an arbitrator because we know that it can run into problem in the court. And it was challenged in a court, in a high court. I won't take names. And the judge was so, upset that how can there be online arbitration? They're afraid that, if there is online arbitration, somehow it will impact their, I don't know, whatever, right? So he cancelled, he pressurized both the parties to consent to appointing a different judge. And then he appointed a different judge as an arbitrator, and that judge refused to take this appointment, saying that I have too many dates, I cannot accept one more arbitration. Then these people were running around trying to find an arbitrator for 3 months, right? Just because the judge do not agree that there should be online arbitration. Okay. And then we shut down, like after some time, we shut down this online arbitration institute because we realized that the judges are so hostile. It is not possible to do it online without, serious policy intervention from the government or something. We said, okay, let's not try this. There are 100 other things to do. So we shut this down. Okay. But imagine those people are now doing the same judge who threw out that matter, saying, no, online, what is online arbitration? Now he's doing online hearing. How is he doing justice now? Right? How is that senior counsel arguing in online matters? Total digital disruption. All the people who said, no, we don't accept online, had to accept online. They're happily doing it. And they're happy for it. Now they're happy. Judges are happy that there is online hearings, right? They like it better than physical hearings, many of them, right? Lawyers, senior counsels are the happiest people in the world because of online hearing. They're like, this is very good. Now I can argue anywhere. I don't have to run from court to court. I can accept more matters. Brilliant, right? So this is what happens. And complete digital disruption. All the people who are resisting and cross-examination not happening, but how long, Rakhi, before it starts happening? It is happening in other countries. Sometimes it is going to happen here also. It is not happening because so many lawyers are still resisting it. So many people are still resisting cross-examination. But if it goes on for, 1 more year, do you think they can postpone it forever? Right? Will the judges, will those lawyers take risk of opening the courts and coming physically and doing it? It's not happening. Cross-examination happening in CBI matters. See, it's happening somewhere. Slowly it will become normalized. All the people who says cross-examination not possible online, they'll find out a technology to do it online. And then they'll be like, please do it, otherwise get lost. right? In Supreme Court, a lot of lawyers tried to go back to physical hearing. Other lawyers resisted. So there is now a rule that if both parties agree for physical hearing, only then physical hearing will happen. But both parties don't agree. Always there's a lawyer who says, no, I can't come, it is risky for me. And then it happens online. Okay. So things will go online, like it is inevitable. Like, you know, it's like the snowball effect. It has started rolling, the snowball has started rolling. Now it is gathering momentum. Nobody will to stop. Nobody will be able to stop it. You know why? Because this is better. There will be so many people who will not want to go back to the old system. And there are a lot of people who want to go back to the old system. But a lot of people are not willing to go back to the old system. And slowly, this will become more and more powerful, and you know, this will take over because this is a better system. Better systems always take over. Remember how when computer came in India, I don't know if you're old enough to have seen that. I'm from Calcutta. There the trade unions did huge rallies, did dharna, saying that we don't want computers will cause job loss, it is bad for us, we don't want computers, you know, cholvena, and they managed to stop companies in Calcutta from using computers. They had that time a computer used to cost like, you know, 1 crore. Okay, and those computers were bought and they could not be used because trade union said nobody will use this computer. If anybody use the computer, they'll beat them up. Okay, so this was the situation. Okay, so but now look at what has happened, right? Over time, because it was so much better, it got adopted overall, right? There are always those people who will fight it, but eventually digital disruption is winning, and it is happening everywhere. It's not happening in one sector of the society, right? It's happening everywhere. How long will the judicial system say no to it when it is happening everywhere? Lawyers are forced to go online. All the lawyers who are online, they have online billing management system, online workforce management system. They will win. The people who are not using computers, not using online systems will lose out because they are not as efficient. Can you imagine today a lawyer who's trying to practice law with these SCC volumes, do not use a computer, competing with a very junior lawyer who uses a computer, knows how to use digital databases? Do they have any chance of winning the case without using, or they have to hire a junior who can use the computer, right? If you don't know how to use a computer, can you today really compete with somebody who can use a computer? And this will how it will become. People will go online. The people who don't go online will lose out, disappear. They cannot fight for too long. And there is a complete digital disruption of everything we know is happening. It's not just online e-commerce or anything. Everything. Your local corporation is going online. Okay, every work is happening online. Your government department is going online. Everything. People are using people who never used softwares are using softwares, learning computers. Okay, and that is where I want to talk about software as a service. This is one technology sector which has benefited the most in this whole. Somebody is asking me, sir, aap CLAD ki class lete ho? There is something called Project Maverick. We are LawSikho, we are an organization. There are CLAD classes that happen. I used to take CLAD classes 10 years back. Now I don't. Now I do more advanced stuff. Okay, but you attend this, you will benefit from it, Vaishnav. So there is software as a service, which is completely transforming the entire world, right? We are using Zoom. This is software as a service. Okay, this is a software as a service. So every month we have to pay something to Zoom. If you are using it for free also, it's a premium product. There's a free thing, but to get certain benefits, right? We have to pay money to Zoom, right? Similarly, there are businesses, everybody is using different software as a service. To give you an example, earlier when we were in the office, right, we didn't need any software to manage our sales. Now we have a software for which we have so far paid 20 lakh rupees for that software for 1 year of use. Okay, for managing our sales. sales team. It can be, it helps us to keep track of performance of all the people who are making calls, right? We are tracking how they're performing. They're working from home, so you need to know if they're working or not. Are they being productive or not? What has been their weekly performance, monthly performance, all of that, right? So there's a software which helps us to do it, and we are paying this much money to that company. Can you imagine the kind of money being spent on software? We would have never done it. We thought it's too expensive before. We never did it. We just paid for a software which is going to help us to automate our marketing. Earlier, we never was paying for this, but we are going to pay 2 lakh rupees. 2 lakh rupees per month we are going to pay for that software, which helps us to automate a lot of functions. It's a software as a service, and there are many. Do you guys know any software as a service companies? And it's only us. All companies around the world have started paying for these softwares, which they were not even wanting before. Now they are having to, because you're working remotely. How can you manage? We are thinking that we need to get a software which is a remote workplace, which will be able to help us to manage, protect data. Okay, so that it is just not on people's computers. Okay, so digital workplace. So do you guys know any software as a service? Can you name something? Hello? You heard of any software as a service company? There are really good software as a service companies in India, like Zoho. Yeah, there is a mail. We use MailChimp right now, and we are shifting to an Indian company. MailChimp is a US company. Tally is a software as a service. Very good. Any other ones, guys? Netflix is a software. It's a content platform, not software as a service. It's content as a service. Okay. Anything else? Anything else? You guys, you don't know. You need to know. Okay. You need to know about the SaaS industry. Manupatra is a software as a service. Good. So there are other software as a service companies from India like Zoho, Freshworks. These are two companies from India which are billion-dollar software as a service companies. TCS is not software as a service. It is a service company, but not software as a service company. Okay. There are softwares which are helping hotels to run hotels. There are softwares which are like ERP software for a restaurant, right? There are many such softwares, and you want to take advantage, guys. This is a huge trend. You have to learn about software as a service, SaaS companies. This is changing the world. These are your opportunities. Windows is also software as a service. If you're paying yearly fees or whatever annual fee, it's a software as a service. You're paying for the service. Very good, Madhavan. Okay. Then another factor that has TCS provides software. They develop software for companies. They don't provide their proprietary software. They might have some. I don't know of them. Maybe they have some softwares, right? But they are not known as a software. They're a services company, consultancy company. Okay. Growth of product companies in India as opposed to tech services and consultancy. What are the biggest software companies in India? Infosys, TCS, Mahindra Tech, and all these companies, right? Birlasoft, right? So these huge companies, they were, they're building software. They're sitting here, they're providing manpower to foreign countries, or they're providing services. They're building software for other companies. They are managing software for other companies. They're upgrading software for another company. They're managing a lot, right? So for example, I think TCS worked with Indian government to launch the GST portal, right? So they have, or Infosys, I don't remember, right? Accenture. So they are providing software service. They built the software, and they charged money to Indian government to get to build this huge software infrastructure, right? So this is what they do around the world with US government, with big companies. They do this, right? So this was what India's software story was all about, led by Infosys, right? So they built technology, they provided software services. Now there is a change. Now there are companies out of India who are selling products. They are not selling services. Now this is better, because when you are selling products, you make more money, you are more profitable, and it can be very powerful, right? It's really amazing that people are building products out of India which are being used in other countries. You know why? So one thing was that earlier, a lot of foreign country people, they didn't want to use an Indian product. They're like, company out of India will buy an American product, but American products are costlier. So imagine a SaaS software that costs $10 in the US will cost only $3 if you buy it from an Indian company. But people said we'll pay $10 because an American company is more trustworthy, and we don't want to buy from an Indian company. God knows how it will be. And we don't want to do business with an Indian company. We don't mind paying $10. We don't want to save money. But now the pandemic has forced them to think differently. They need to save money, and they are suddenly saying that, oh, it's fine if it is, oh, you'll save 70% money, let's buy the Indian software. And Indian software companies, not services companies, but actually product companies, are killing it. There are more product companies coming out of India every day, and they are doing amazing work. Two examples I gave is Freshworks and Zoho. They were already doing better. Now they're doing even better. And Indian product companies are going abroad and selling their products, technology products. So this is another trend you should look out for. Guys, I have a huge presentation. I don't know how I'm going to finish. It's already 10 o'clock. Okay, let's run through it quickly. Focus on health and wellness. People have increased their focus on health and wellness, right? You have to be healthy, you have to be fit, you have to have good immunity, you have to have, so this is also a big trend, right? There is more international focus for Indian businesses. So a lot of Indian businesses realized, even LawSikho, we realized that, look, India is all very good, but in India, when there is a bad time, people don't want to pay, people don't have money. This is a great time to do business with foreign companies, right? So we just got a contract. For example, our B2B business, like we work with a lot of large companies, providing them legal trainings for their lawyers, for their HR managers, for their officers. But during the lockdown, suddenly, like we had a lot of confirmed contracts that had not come through, just had to be signed, everything stopped. Complete standstill, no money coming from that part of the business. Okay. So we said, okay, whatever. But now we are getting foreign clients who are saying that, can you do it for us? And we are actually in the process of developing a course which is teaching some lawyers how to deal with the media law business in Hollywood, right? The studios, they have software contracts, how those contracts work. And we are building a product like that, building a course like that. And there is a global opportunity. So I know so many other companies who Indian business was badly hit, but they focused on business in the Middle East. They focused business in the US, because the US company, the company in Dubai or Abu Dhabi, they were trying to save money and they were happy to buy Indian products rather than spending money on a European product or American product. And that Indian company started benefiting. So a lot of Indian businesses realized that, look, this is a better market. So we always thought that, someday we'll go international, someday we'll go international. But the pandemic forced us to go international. The pandemic forced us to think international. We signed an agreement with a foreign university to launch courses, right? We have a course with Texas A&M University, the largest US university. Similarly, we have, started working on paralegal opportunities. So basically, the pandemic forced a lot of Indian businesses to go international. Okay. Madhavan Basdev is saying, sir, please don't exaggerate. What am I exaggerating, Madhavan? Please tell me. Okay. So clarify. So more international focus of international Indian businesses. So Indian businesses are actually looking abroad, because we have realized that doing business in India is fine. But when we go abroad, we can make more money. The clients are happier and they are also looking towards India. So to get cheaper services, cheaper products, and this has changed everything, right? So you will see that Indian businesses growing more and more international, which was unthinkable before. Okay. Another thing, now people are spending more time at home, right? You are working from home. So there is actually a growing demand for real estate also, in a way. What has happened? We actually had a top real estate business owner who came, a real estate investment expert, who came, and very much multiple examples. What is problem with examples? Other guys don't want me to give examples. Please tell me. You will understand better without examples. If you don't want me to give examples, I won't. So people telling yes, no. If you want me to give examples, write yes. If you don't want, write no. Okay. Home upgrades and staycation. So this is yes, everybody saying yes. Please give examples over here, right? So I don't know that. Sorry, I'm going to give examples. So home upgrades and staycation. So now imagine, earlier a couple, okay, a husband, wife, children were living in a 1 BHK, and they could because they're working at their office, coming back to home, right? And it was absolutely fine. There was no problem, right? But that has changed completely, right? Now, if husband wife both working in one room, then both of them are talking on the phone, both of them having meeting, the child is having an online class. Okay, so it's not possible to have one room. Now they need 3 rooms, right? So that is the problem, huge issue, that people need larger spaces at home because they don't have an office to go to, they don't have a school to go to. So they are upgrading their homes, they are buying technology equipment, and also staycations has become a thing. Like if you are affluent, if you have enough money, or even if you're living in a big city earlier, using your revenue, like whatever money you are paying to rent, suddenly you can take it and you can just go everywhere and travel around. Amazing opportunity, right? Then there is upgradation of healthcare infrastructure, right? So uh, governments are forced, like even in a country like India where government did not spend much on healthcare infrastructure, suddenly we have to build cold storages for vaccines. We need new hospitals have come up overnight. There is a new focus on healthcare infrastructure for every government around the world. Suddenly there is a lot of work for upgrading this, right? Similarly, there are other industries which have especially benefited, edtech, education technology, because you can see edtech is booming, growing like hugely, attracting huge investment. Telemedicine is massive, right? So people are telemedicine, which was a very small sector, nobody really used it. People are thinking in villages somebody will use it. Suddenly everybody in big cities also using telemedicine. All hospitals are getting into telemedicine. Online entertainment, right? Entertainment which used to go for physical entertainment, all of that shut down. All the money you spend on entertainment has gone online. Fantastic opportunity. Other industries surged on the back of pandemic. There are a lot of industries. Can you give me 1 or 2 examples of industries that surged on the back of the pandemic? After the pandemic happened, their fortune changed and grew massively. Which are those? Netflix, Amazon Prime, sure. What else? Zoom. Yeah. Anything else? Bitcoin. Yeah. Good. Pharmacy, e-pharmacy business. Fantastic. Right? Google Meet. Okay. Great. So that has happened. So you have to identify that this is also a huge trend. Things are more formal. Individuals and businesses have a digital identity, pay taxes, and have compliance requirements like never before, right? Good news for lawyers and accountants, CSS, company secretaries. Legal tech, this is also a trend because now lawyers who do not want to use software, now they're forced to use software, right? Bread and breakfast, sure, Airbnb type things, staycation businesses, right? Digital resolution of disputes, this is a huge industry. Suddenly there are software companies, online mediation companies, online arbitration companies doing really well, right? Now guys, I have a question. It is already 10:13 and I'll tell you how many slides left. This is 31. I have 84 slides and we have a choice. I can take a pause here because if I have to continue, it will be like, I don't know, it will take a long time. Do you want me, influencers? Very good. So do you want me to take a pause here and come back another day? Because I am happy to do so, right? Because you may not be able to listen to everything right now. And I would like to, because otherwise I'll go too fast through all the sites to complete it quickly because I can't, I'll be tired also, right? I'm a human being. So would you like me to do a second part and do it properly? Actually, I want to do it properly and give it proper time because this is so important. This is life changing. Actually, I realize now I should have done a 3-hour workshop or something. Okay. So you want me to do it later? All of you will receive emails from us. I will schedule it. tomorrow or day after, you can let me know when would you like me to schedule it. I'll do it that time. Yeah, because to share the skills of corporate lawyer, I was telling you the trends, and then I'll explain on another day. Okay, so we'll do it another day. Thank you for joining me. You'll all uh, receive a mail from us. People who are on YouTube, I'm going to share with you uh, the chat. I'm going to share with you one link of a WhatsApp group, right? Join that WhatsApp group. Join that WhatsApp group, all of you. So I'll try to do it tomorrow itself, if not possible. Tomorrow is Sunday, right? So it's easier to do it tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow because I really want to explain to you properly, because this is so important, life changing, honestly, right? So let me share this on a WhatsApp group. How many of you are part of LawSikho Corporate Law WhatsApp group? If yes, write yes. If not, write no. Actually, if you are yes, don't write yes, just write no. Okay, I'm going to share one link with you. Okay, please join this group. Okay, don't worry about English. I'm going to have many sessions on English in February. So hang around, join our LawSikho YouTube channel, join this group, join webinars, LawSikho webinars, subscribe, and I'll have a lot of sessions on YouTube on English speaking and how to improve your English very soon. So guys, join this group. Okay, I don't know Telugu. I'm a Bengali. I know Bengali. I know English. I know Hindi. I know Spanish. Learning a little Russian, but I don't know Telugu. Sorry. Okay, so this is the group. Okay, please join the group, and I'll encourage you to definitely not miss it live. Join it live if possible. Otherwise, I'll put it up on YouTube. You can watch it on YouTube later. But try to attend in person. You'll like it. Okay. So how many of you are joining the group? If you are able to join the group, say yes in the chat, please. Okay, superb. So, I mean, next weekend, I don't want to delay it too much. Maybe I'll try to do it tomorrow, or next weekend I'll do other fantastic webinars. Don't worry about it. But do watch this, Kanika. Okay. If you can't watch it live, watch it on YouTube. Don't worry. Okay. All right. Thank you, everybody, whoever joined. See you soon. I'm going to do this. Be prepared to receive your email. Check this group so that you don't miss. I'll share it on all the LawSikho corporate law community. Okay. Take care. Good night. Have a great night. See you in the second part soon. Take care. Bye bye.